All right, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're going to get into transformations, okay? And specifically translations. So we have three types of transformations, okay? They're called translations, reflections, and rotations. You already know what a reflection is. You look at yourself in the mirror every day, right? So that's a reflection. A rotation, well, that's when you turn something, kind of like when you turn the steering wheel in a car, or when you turn a paper on the table, right? That's a rotation. And then today we're going to get into translations, okay, which is simply to move to a new location without rotating, without reflecting, okay? So it's just moving it, keeping it in the same location, okay? And so, sorry, it's moving it to a new location, but not turning it or flipping it, okay? So it's just moving it like sideways or up and down, okay? So sideways and up and down. That's a translation. We're going to be looking at that today. So let's start. What is the image point of negative 7, 7 after a translation right 1 unit and down 3 units? Okay, so here we have our point, negative 7, 7. This is the x coordinate, that's the y coordinate, okay? So for the x coordinate, we're going to go right 1 unit. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the negative 7 and we're going to add 1. Okay? Now, for the other coordinate, it's going to be 3 units down. So down 3 units means we're going to subtract 3. Okay? Think of it this way. When it says to the right, add. When it says to the left, subtract. When it says up, add. When it says down, subtract. Okay? And so here, since we're going right, we're going to add. And right here, since it says down, we're going to subtract. Okay, so we're going to subtract 3, and then we're going to add 1. So that's what we have, plus 1, and then minus 3. So now just do the math. What's negative 7 plus 1? Right? So think of it. If we were on negative 7 and we go 1 to the right, we would be at negative 6. So this would be negative 6. And then here, if we're at 7 and then we go down 3, right? Then we're just subtracting 3. So 7 minus 3 is 4. Okay? And so this would be the translation 1 unit right and 3 down. Let me show you guys on the graph here really quickly here. Okay? So we have negative 7, 7. So let me find it right here. And I'll use it in red so you guys can see it. So negative 7, 7. So that's going to be negative 7 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? And then notice here, if I go to the right 1 unit and then down 3, that's like doing this. 1 to the right and down 3. 1, 2, 3. So there you go. And notice this point is negative 6, 4. So this was negative 7, 7. And then I went to the right 1 and down 3. I'm at negative 6, 4. Which is what I have here. See that? So really, I went to the right 1 and then down 3. That's all a translation is. Okay. What about this one here? It says translate 7, 0, right 2 units and up 1 unit. So we're going to go ahead and do 7. Right 2 means plus 2. And then 1 up means 0 plus 1. So notice there's a 7, there's a 0, there's a 7, there's a 0. We're going to translate to the right. So on the x, I'm going to go ahead and add 2. And on the y, I'm going to add 1. So what's 7 plus 2? 9. And what's 0 plus 1? 1. That's it. Okay, let's do one more. So we have 9. We're going to go left 5 units. So that's going to be subtract 5. And then we're going to go up 1 unit. So it's going to be 4 plus 1. See that? So 9 minus 5 is 4. And 4 plus 1 is 5. That's it. Pretty simple, huh? Okay. Let's end with these two here. It says here, what are the coordinates of the point R? There's point R. If translated 5 units left. So now we're only going to the left. Okay. So if I have point R right here and I go 5 to the left, all I have to do is count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be my new point there. What would it be? Negative 12, 4. Negative 12, 4. So that would be my my answer for this problem here. Just point R. Notice how they didn't label any of the other vertices, the other vertex. These are called vertices. That's plural for vertex. Let's say I had W, X, and Y right here, right? If I moved all these 5 to the left, then this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right over the R. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So this would be the new picture if I were to translate the entire thing. See? Basically, all I did was I moved 5 units to the left from each vertex. Okay? Now let's end with this one here. What are the coordinates of point L if translated 2 units right and 3 units down? So 2 units right and 3 down. So from point L, which is down here, I'm just going to go 2 units right, 1, 2, and then 3 down, 1, 2, 3. So right there. If I did that to, well, let's finish this one first. So L would be then, what would this point be? Well, let's see. It's at 9, and then down at negative 18. See that? Now, if I were to do that to every vertex on this here, then it would just be 2 units right, 1, 2, and then 3 down, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and this would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Same thing with this one, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 would be right on top of that one, and then finally this one, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if I were to connect these points here to recreate the picture, it would look like that. Notice how it's the same picture, just at a new location. So all we did was move it. Okay. Now this new picture is called the image. Okay. So whenever we move something, we call that the image. Okay. So it's the new image. And notice this was point L on the blue figure, and let's say I call this a M, N, O, P. Right? Then on a new image, it would be called L prime, M prime, N prime, O prime, P prime. That's just a little apostrophe there. That just means that's a new image, okay? Same thing over here. I would call this W prime. This would be X prime. This would be Y prime. And this would be R prime. In other words, the new name for it. It's just a copy of the other one. And that's it.